just spent 2 weeks on the road with the best in marketing. And what everybody is talking about right now in the marketing world is AI. And it's so interesting. One of the people who I heard speak, I heard these amazing, brilliant, I was not the smartest person in the room at these conventions. And one of the people who I got to hear speak is one of the head honchos at OpenAI. And he was fielding questions like, are people going to be marrying AI in the next 10 years? And the answer was yes, like really wild stuff, right? And the biggest piece of advice he gave to the audience of maybe there was 1,000, 2,000 people in the audience, I'm not sure, it was huge, was personal connection is more important than it's ever been. Human connection, sitting knee to knee, heart to heart, and connecting with people. And that rang really true to me because what we do is connect with people. That's what we show up to do. Real connection, real change, real healing. However, we're also approaching 2026 where the world is AI driven. It's the reality of the situation. So how do you balance? How do you straddle the two of them where you got one foot in, I need to connect with my people, and the other foot in, I have a whole laundry list of things I need to get done in the next 5 hours. I also heard the stat that the average amount that a person consumes today is equivalent to 6 years of content. In one day today is the equivalent of something, don't quote me on this, something like 6 years 50 years ago. So the average information I bring in one day is the equivalent of 6 years of information that I would have taken in 50 years ago because of how fast the world is spinning. And we see consequences in our kids. We see, if you're a chiropractor, we see postural changes like kids that come to see me as a chiropractor no longer have a cervical curve because they're looking down so much. And there are all kinds of health consequences to that. So the reason I'm starting this share with this is this has to be done in moderation. I have notes all over my desk. You can't see my desk, but I have notes all over it that say, how can AI help? I have a whiteboard to, you know what, I'll actually show you guys because I think it's worth sharing. So this is my whiteboard of all of the things I need to do between now and March, right? And at the top of the whiteboard, it says, what can AI do? Because I forget because I didn't grow up thinking, what can AI do? So what we're going to do today, it's kind of cool. We're going to go into how to create a personal AI assistant that is specific to you. Last night, at the time that this is recorded, my mom was over and we sat on the couch and I created an AI bot for her because I actually prep for this stuff, right? And my mom is an 82-year-old. I don't think hi Sue. I don't think she'd mind me sharing that, who runs a pet photo studio, as well as she sells masks, like art masks. And we sat in my chat GPT for like 20 minutes, created a personal AI bot for her or a personal AI assistant. And then we asked her assistant to do a bunch of stuff, and she could not believe what she was seeing. Like it was almost too much for her brain to process what she was seeing because she's never seen ChatGPT at work. So today I'm going to go through the guide that I created with you. And if you're in my Zoom with me because you're a rock star, or if you are one of my clients, I'm going to make sure that you have the link to the guide. So if you're in the Zoom, I'm dropping it in the chat now. And the nice thing about this is that you can do this on a Sunday afternoon. If you're like, I didn't get to Jody's training, but I really want to learn how to do that thing. Just go through the steps. And of course, I used my AI assistant to build the training that I just dropped in Zoom. If you didn't get it, let me know. Okay. So it says anyone with a link is a viewer, so you can make a copy and feel free to take notes in it right now. So I first want to place where this is important. Okay. When we have a new client, hi James, when we have a new client join us, whether they're taking advantage of our done for you or our done by you offer, we want to grab some information from them so that we can then go build the thing for them. We generally want to know what their mission is, what their vision is, who their perfect practice member is, what their brand colors are, all of these really cool things that will help us go build something that they feel represents them. Most of the people who start with us, they don't know how to use AI to do that. And that's what I'm going to show you. I also want to share with you where this fits in if you are one of our clients into the build of your practice suite. So now I'm sharing my screen with you. Just give me a thumbs up if you see a doc that says the Staffless Assistant. Okay, cool. So when we start building your practice suite, and this is our all-in-one client communication platform, one of the things that we're going to have ready for you when you get your suite delivered to you is all of these email templates. We use ChatGPT. We train a chatbot for you. We do something called scrape the internet, where I say, tell me everything I need to know about Jessica. She's a chiropractor in Miami, Florida, and she's been in practice since this long. Give me everything you can find on her. And we'll take that information and we'll say, now write a welcome email to her practice members. Now write a directional email to her practice members after their first visit. And all of it will be in Jessica's tone because that's how we've trained the AI bot. That's one place that we use this in the practice suite. So if I'm in the practice suite and I go into contacts and I want to send Joby slides, they get really creative with these names, you guys. And I can take a snippet for Joby slides and say, here's our COVID policy. Right? If I'm like, I don't know what I want to say for Jessica's COVID policy, I can ask the chatbot to give me the words for that. That's where this comes into handy if we're building for you. If we're building a website for you, like thepracticesuite.com, you guys, I didn't use my brain and my energy to write all of this. I used my chat assistant. I went back and made it Jody, but I did use my chat assistant because what would have taken me a half an hour to do took me 3 minutes to do. I also have a description of the practice suite. And the cool thing is that once we train your chatbot to do one thing, it remembers that because it's your chatbot, it's your assistant. It's kind of like, I'm going to open up ChatGPT now. It's kind of like if you have a new employee or a team member and you taught them a lesson on Monday, and then on Tuesday you go back to the next training, they're going to remember the lesson from Monday, hopefully, to build on the lesson for Tuesday. And then the same with Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday. If you have your own chatbot that's trained, every single thing you teach it, it remembers. The other thing, this was really interesting, you guys. One of the things that the guy from OpenAI said was, and again, don't quote me on this, um, part of the consequence of using ChatGPT on humanity, this is like a humanity level thing, is that the chatbot is so accommodating. And if you use ChatGPT all day long, you get used to saying, great idea, or hearing, great idea. Oh, I love where you're going with this. Absolutely, I can do that for you. And then when you're in a conversation with your spouse or your kid or your business partner, and they say, oh, that's a really bad idea. We need to go right where you're wanting to go left. Your brain is used to seeing this all day long. So there are some things that you need to be careful with. Okay. Okay. So let me go into the details. I'm going to talk to you as if you know nothing. I know a lot of you, if Sarita is on, you're one of them. I know a lot of you are really well versed in ChatGPT to the point where I'm intimidated to teach this. But if I teach you what I learned, I'll learn it deeper, and that's part of the reason why I do what I do. So the guide that I dropped in the chat talks about things like what version of ChatGPT do you want? One of the things it says is you want version 4 or 5 for the smartest, most accurate version of ChatGPT. I pay for ChatGPT because then I can integrate it with things like Canva and a whole bunch of other programs. I can download PDFs. I can do all kinds of cool things. And I think it's something like $12 a month. Maybe it's a little bit cheaper than that. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. I'm not totally positive. If I have a team, here's the thing. These days, I have a team, a big team, right? And I don't want them seeing my chat GPT. It's kind of personal, which is ridiculous because I'm completely aware that it's all available online. And I have things on here like salad plan for weight loss. This morning, I'm driving in my car and I want to let go of 10 pounds in the next 3 months. So I'm asking my chatbot what it thinks. And I'll just go back and forth and riff with my chatbot to get new ideas while I'm driving in the car. I have it set so that on my phone, I have a new smartphone, and on my phone, if I hit this side button here, it opens up my chatbot and I can start riffing with it. So you can use this to your advantage. It as much as you want it, you can have it, which is kind of the problem. Like I end up feeling like a kid in a candy store. And then I get distracted and I lose personal connection. And you have to really be careful of walking that line. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to give you the keys to the queendom. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to get an account. And I'm going to suggest that you get either at the time this is being recorded, version 4 or 5. And then if this little field right here, it looks like a Google bar, right? That's where you put what's called a prompt. And the prompt is the command to ChatGPT. And the command is going to be, it's going to include the who, what, where, when, and why of what you're trying to produce. So would anybody like to be a volunteer who doesn't have a personal chat bot at this time? If you'd like to volunteer, go ahead and unmute yourself and say, I'm here for it. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start a new chat. Anybody want to volunteer? And if you volunteer, I'll send you what we come up with. Sue, you up for it? All right. So I saw Sue first, Jess. We'll come back to you. So, Sue, can I hear you?
Hear me?
Okay, cool. I hear you.
Oh,
So I'm going to
I
do
said, hear me say what?
I just want to make sure your mic was on. So
Sorry.
let's say that I'm like randomly looking something up and I'm like, how much protein is in chicken, right? This I'm doing in a temporary chat because I don't want it to train my chat bot. I don't want it to be part of the memory of my chat. I don't think it's necessary. It's just a quick answer that I'm looking for. It's very similar to how we would use Google. Okay. So this is a temporary chat. And if I open ChatGPT, let me just show you again. If I don't touch anything and I just go to ChatGPT, and you get it by going to chatgpt.com, it says ask anything and it's in a black bar. That's a temporary chat. And literally it says temporary chat up top. That means whatever you use this version for, it will not be saved for your chatbot. Okay, that's thing number one. Thing number two is if I want to go into a new chat, I'm going to go new chat. This is what my chat will remember. Okay, so I'm going to first name it. I'm going to call Sue's AI assistant. Okay. And the guide that I gave you gives you all of the instructions for this. So define its role. Ask yourself, if I could clone myself or my front desk, what would I have them do first? Write socials, organize content, draft text, create checklists. So Sue, let me just first start the prompt. You guys see my mouse here with the little mic here? I use this all the time because I can talk into it and I talk a lot faster than I text. So we are creating a personal chat assistant for Sue's AI ChatGPT. We're going to riff a bit, go back and forth with questions and answers from Sue, and then we're going to deliver the exact prompt for ChatGPT for Sue to have her AI bot set up. Oh, you guys see what I just did? I hit the X instead of the check mark. Don't do that. Let me do it one more time. We're creating a chatbot for client Sue. Sue needs a chatbot to use as an AI assistant anytime she goes on ChatGPT. We are going to be delivering this to her, so please generate a prompt at the end of the training that we're about to do for her. I'm hitting the check mark because if you hit the X, it's going to disappear. Okay? That's the mistake that I make over and over and over again. Okay, Sue, what are some of the things that you want your chatbot to be able to do for you?
I want to redo my new patient intake paperwork and my onboarding sequence for new patients.
What else?
Oh, I guess
Personal, professional,
write
career.
write
Uh,
some recall sequence type emails. If it can do social media posts, that'd be amazing because I sure can't.
it sure can. But I want you to think the life pie, physical, emotional, spiritual, career, relationship, family. Is there anything else you want to use your chatbot for?
Not off the top of my head. We just got
Okay.
back from a vacation, so this is my first day back in the real world.
And that could be an example, like help me resurface from a vacation, right? And it will give you a list of the things that you should do today to resurface from your vacation. So let me go ahead and um, let me go ahead and do this. Hold on a second. For some reason that froze. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So Sue is wanting to redo her paperwork for new patients. She's also wanting to write up emails for recalls, for onboarding. She even wants to use her ChatGPT to create social posts, not only not only brand awareness in Canva, but she's also going to want it to create the words for the post. It's really important. One of Sue's values is being authentic, authentic expression to who she is and how she does what she does. So we really want to make sure that we carry that forward. Hitting the check mark. Okay. Next question is, do you want your chatbot to write for you? I'm going to go ahead and enter this. Do you want your chatbot to write for you in a warm, efficient, friendly tone, in a professional and concise tone, in a doctor meets best girlfriend tone? What would some of the words for your tone be?
Like, can it scrape my website because I wrote all the content on the website?
Totally. What's your website?
Synergyaustin.com.
Synergyaustin.com. Okay, so Sue wants you to use her website, synergyaustin.com. That's SYNERGY Austin.com. In order to um, go ahead and look at that website to crawl it for her personal tone and style of the way that she likes to communicate and talk to her practice members. And you guys, it would be totally cool after spending the next 20 minutes with Sue if you can go leave her an awesome review. Because you spent the time with her and you can speak authentically about how awesome she is. Okay, I'm going to send that out. Uh, Give me, it'll find your practice name. Is your mission on your website?
I think, yeah, I don't know, it's called
Okay.
Mission, but
Ideal patient client section for copy and okay. Now what I'm going to say is Sue isn't really looking to use her ChatGPT assistant as a personal assistant the way that I use mine. She's more looking for it to be a copywriting assistant and or a brand assistant. Please create, I'm gonna, blah, blah, blah. Please present 3 questions that I can ask Sue in order to really master the prompt that she's going to enter into ChatGPT in order for this to be a personalized experience for her. Okay, so Sue, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
okay.
And if you guys are watching the recording of this, just go through what I'm doing on your own. If you're one of our clients, then ask me for a meeting or come to one of my desk hours and we'll do this together. Okay, if your practice could speak, how would it sound? What words or phrases describe your tone? For example, calm, empowering, nurturing, straightforward. So it's still looking for that. What would you say? How would you respond to that?
I would say I'm a little playful. I use regular language, like I frequently ask people where their grumpy spot is, and they're like, "Oh, I got a big grumpy spot right here." I
So
like to educate, but my writing tends to be more formal than my speaking.
I just realized that if you're talking in Zoom, I can hit the microphone and it records into ChatGPT. That's ridiculous. So, what Sue is saying to me is she's got a little bit of a silly side and she likes to approach her practice members with that silly side, but she's also got a lot of certainty about her. Like, if she told me to jump, I would ask her how high. And I want that tone to come across so that it really feels like I'm hearing from Sue. Okay, so that's that. When you write to your patients or community, what do you want them to most feel or do after reading, i.e., comforted, inspired, informed, motivated to book?
Say informed and motivated to book.
Definitely informed and motivated to book after reading. Um, okay. And then are there any words, topics, or tones you never want to use? So for me, it's politics, religions, and vaccines. Like those are the things that are a big no-no in my office. We don't talk about any of those because everybody's on a different side of the fence with them, and I want everyone to feel super comfortable in my practice. Are there things that you never want to have communicated as your brand, like salesy language, health claims, heavy medical jargon, or emojis?
Yeah, definitely salesy stuff. Definitely we don't talk about, yeah, religion, and um I would say I don't use the word like subluxation and innate. Like I'm the opposite, probably end of the spectrum from you.
Okay, so and I think the chatbot heard that. So um okay, so here we go. Now we're going to generate a personalized prompt that Sue is going to copy and paste and start her ChatGPT with. So Sue's AI brand assistant prompt. You are Sue's AI copywriter. You help Sue write everything her practice needs. Your writing must sound like Sue, confident and grounded, slightly playful and human, educational, not salesy, warm and professional, authentic. It's funny, Sue, this is exactly what you come across as. Avoid religious reference, chiropractic jargon, anything that feels like a hard sell. Audience is wellness minded people who want to understand their care, trust their provider, and feel part of a community. When writing, start from connection, educate simply, keep a sprinkle of her silly. Sue's words are like, I've got you. Let's make this simple. You'll love how this feels. I want you to understand why this matters. Is that helpful?
I don't think I ever say those things, but those would be great things to say.
Okay, so let's go there. So, you guys, perfect example. So, Sue's telling me that she really would never say those things. So, what are some of the things you would say, Sue? What are some of the things, like if you asked your best friend, oh, you say that all the time, what would that be?
It would be grumpy,
It would be grumpy,
grumpy spots.
grumpy spots. What else? Like, I'm always like, isn't that cool?
Um, I
You know what you can do, Sue? Sue's going to drop the last email that she sent to her best friend here, and we'll use that as an example. So you can take a personal email that you wrote, you can take 10 personal emails that you wrote, dump them into your AI assistant and say, pull my words from this too. You can even, you guys, this is next level stuff. You can take pictures of diary entries. I don't necessarily suggest it because then that's going to be on the OpenAI and you want to be careful of what you put out there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is copy this and Sue, I'm just going to draft an email so that I can send this to you at a later time, okay? Hold
I'm
on.
trying to remember the last time I wrote a personal email to a friend. I don't think I have any.
Do you have anything that or you know what you could do? Just go for a walk, put ChatGPT on your phone and talk to it as if it's your best friend and write a letter to it. But you want it to sound like you because of how personal you are.
You did see that Joaquin Phoenix movie where he falls in love with his phone, right?
Don't, don't fall in love with your phone.
It's so
And I love
creepy.
that you just referenced Joaquin Phoenix.
That
And
movie was
if
ahead of its time. We are living it right now.
if you guys know who River Phoenix is, I'll buy you a coffee the next time I see you. Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next? Sue, I'm sending this off to you.
Thanks, Jody.
Jess, did you want to give it a try?
Sure.
You ready?
I'm
All
ready.
right, let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and share. Oh, hold on. Let me go back to my. Okay, so this is for Sue. Oh, you know what, Sue? I can actually share this with you. So I can go share and I can copy the link. That's what I'll do, Sue. And I'll drop this through my practice suite over to you.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, so what we're asking all of our clients to do is if we're building brand content for you, you're doing this activity in your start program. This is one of the first things you're going to do. And then you're going to send us your prompt so that when we build anything, it's in your tone, it's in your voice, it's in your style, it's in your all of it. Okay. So, Jess, we're feeding two birds with one stone right now. We're going to actually get your prompt done, and then our team will be able to take the ball and run with it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. So, did anybody have questions about Sue's prompt before I move on? Um, I'm in chat. What do you mean others can see our chat GPT? Oh man. Anything you have to make the assumption that anything you put into ChatGPT is discoverable online. So watch this, okay? So I'm gonna take the risk and appear the fool. I'm gonna start a new chat because I don't want it to save. And I'm gonna say, find me everything you can about um Oprah, Oprah Winfrey's personal life. Anything Oprah Winfrey has either put online or put in the chatbot is fair game. It's basically saying if I type something in here, if I type my NDA and put it in there, my fees and put it in there, it will then be scrapable by the next person who says, what are Jody Dinnerman's fees? So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And what's going to happen now is AI is going to scrape all of the things that are out there on Oprah Winfrey. And you can see like it's pausing. There's a lot out there. This might take it didn't really take that long. It gave me some photos. It tells me where she was born, when she was born, who her mother is, a photo of her childhood. Her childhood included challenges, her abuse history. The reason it's getting this is because it's either been put into ChatGPT or it's been put online. So you want to be careful of what you put in the chatbot. It's not, it's once it's in there, it's no longer private. I would even go as far as to say is if this thing is on, right? You guys all see my screen. If this thing is on, it's no longer private. If you're having a conversation in your home and this thing is on, like even if it's not on airplane mode, if your computers are not on airplane mode, you're not in private. It's just the world that we live in right now. It's true. That's why you could be talking about grasshoppers in Maine, and I mentioned grasshoppers in Maine, and then I talk about grasshoppers in Maine, and then we go and we tell a story about grasshoppers in Maine. The next time I go on Facebook, guess what I'm going to see posters of, pictures of, commercials for? Grasshoppers and Maine, right? So you just have to be really mindful. You have to be considerate. You have to be mindful. All of these things are true. Okay. Let's go back to creating a private bot. Oh, I was also saying that if you do have a team, my suggestion to you is that you have a private chat bot for yourself, and then you have one for your team to share. And the one for your team to share, it's yes, you have to pay for two accounts, or you can pay for a subscription that has two different accounts in it, like a dual account. However, you'll have privacy around it. And I have found that I get more and more personal with my ChatGPT. Like I ask it about answering questions like what tone do I want to use? I want to make sure that I'm really being kind to this person. What nutrition program do I want to do? What should my running plan be if I'm training for a half marathon? If I want to do a double under in CrossFit, what are the things I want to train on? I don't necessarily want my team knowing all of that, right? Okay, Jess, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Cookie. So I'm doing a new chat and I'm going, this is Jess's chatbot. Wait, that's the name of it. Jess's chat prompt. Okay. Okay. Jess, I'm gonna put the mic on and I'm asking Jessica, what would you like your chat GPT to do for you for the most part?
Uh, I would love social media. I would love all, marketing, um, any marketing flyers, marketing events, getting those out, and advertised. Those would probably be
Mar-
the biggest things.
All right, cool. So marketing, basically a marketing assistant, marketing events, marketing flyers. Um, Maybe even creating Canva posts, like the artwork for the marketing, creating the words for the marketing. All of these things are things that we want. Okay. I do want you guys to remember, like some of you might be thinking, well, what about hiring people and supporting their salary and giving their, talent a chance? I'm telling you that the personal connection, the personal experience is invaluable. This does not replace it. This just adds to it. So I might take a flyer that I made and put it in ChatGPT, meaning giving ChatGPT a link or a copy of it and say, what can I do to make this better? What could I do to make this more enticing to my 30 something moms? Okay. Um, Give me an example, and I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here. Just give me an example of the last time you created content for your practice and where you got stuck, where your chat GPT will be able to support you.
Pretty much right from the beginning. I am not good at coming up with content. I'm not good at putting my words together to where they say what I want it to say and that it comes across effectively. Um, yeah, I would say it's a big thing for me. It's something that I avoid.
Got it. Okay. And so giving you the security to put the right words together and then maybe shape shift them to making sure that they really connect with your perfect practice member. Tell us a little bit about the tone of your communication style. Are you soft and kind? Are you sharp and determined? Like, what are some of the words you'd use to describe your personality?
I would say I'm soft and kind, but I'm also very, um, I've fired family members in the past from being patients, so I'm very much this is what you need to do. So for,
Diligent, clear.
yes, yeah,
Okay. Straightforward.
exactly.
No fluff.
Not at all.
Not at all. That's so true about you. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the chatbot a prompt to say, listen to what I say, you guys. Now, what I want you to do is generate Jess's personal AI chat assistant prompt. Give me 3 questions to ask Jess so that at the end of answering those questions, we have a really solid prompt to train her AI assistant in ChatGPT. You guys get it? You kind of getting the hang of it? I'm going to throw this in and it's going to produce 3 questions for us to ask. So if you've been around for a minute, you're familiar with my drag training, my drag method training. This is a combination of drag method and creating your own personal prompt. Okay, Jess, who are you primarily speaking to in your marketing?
My perfect practice member is a woman in her 30s who feels completely disconnected, but seems to have it all together on the outside.
I love her. And how old is she? Give me more.
Mid 30s.
Mid 30s. Does she have kids?
She could. She
She
could
could
have
have
kids.
kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Is what you say to a mom different than what you say to someone who is not a mom in marketing?
Oh, absolutely.
So is it important that you know if she has kids?
Yes.
Really important, right? You guys, you can hold on, let me stop it. You can build your practice for a whole community of people. You market to one person. You get one person to go on that elevator ride with you. They're in the elevator from floor 1 to floor 10. If you don't know exactly who they are, it's going to be really hard to come up with the words to reach them on social media, to reach them in your blog, to reach them on your podcast. You want to dial it in and know exactly who that person is. Okay. That's the perfect practice member work. If you're not my client and you need perfect practice member as an exercise, please hit me and I'll give you a link to it. Okay, next question, Jess. If someone reads your poster flyers, how would you want them to describe your voice? Great question.
Confident, determined, someone who knows what they're talking about, clear and
Okay,
concise.
clear and concise. What kinds of marketing materials would make your life easiest right now?
Down.
Um, Gosh, that's a really tough question since I'm in the spot that I'm in with opening.
If
I
you
don't
could
know.
hand somebody something, what would you want to hand them so that they had a really clear understanding of what your practice is all about?
Um, I really don't know the answer to this question.
Can I answer for you
Yes, please.
as your newest coach?
Yes.
You definitely want to,
Malcolm.
I'm sorry, somebody needs to mute out, guys. You definitely want a business card with a QR code. You definitely want a brochure that's going to give a clear picture of who you are and what you do and what you don't do. And you probably want words for your website too. Cool?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Let's see what it comes up with. It takes a minute if there's a lot of content, guys. Okay. Um, Hold on, it froze. Hold on. The nice thing is that if you start a new chat and it freezes and you refresh, it's still there. It doesn't disappear. Okay, so give me the final prompt for Jess. Here we go. Jess's role and purpose. You are Jess's AI marketing assistant. Your main job is to help her create and share content that reflects her soft, kind, yet clear and confident personality. You write in her voice, straightforward, caring, and professional to help her express her thoughts so her audience feels understood and inspired to take action. Who are you talking to? Jess's ideal audience made up of practice members and community. Your main task, social media content, marketing flyers, and so on and so forth. So then I could say to it, you know what, Jess, I'm just going to first share this with you so that you have it. And let me just start this is for Sue. Hold on a second, you guys. This is for Sue. And then I'm working on 3 different screens here. And then this is for Jess. Okay, I got it ready. So then Jess will be able to watch this, guys. Write a 6-month marketing plan for Jess to open her family wellness practice solo, no staff, on her own in Florida. She is ready, and it'll give you a marketing plan.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, you have to make it you, right? It's going to give you guys suggestions that don't resonate with you. But it gives you like the pre-launch buzz. It gives you an idea of grand opening. It gives you an idea of consistency and local trust. And then what can happen is we can then take this, the community launch, and we can do all of the artwork for it, post it all over social media for Jess so that all she has to do is show up, be beautiful, open her heart to her community members. It's cool, isn't it?
That's awesome.
So the idea here is that let's say that this was Jess's ChatGPT window. These are all of the chat prompts that I've done. Every time I do a new chat, it builds from the last one. It remembers, no, I don't like this, but I like this. It remembers that I'm impatient. It remembers that I'm a chiropractor. It remembers that I run a marketing agency. It remembers that I developed the practice suite. It remembers not to call the practice suite go high level, to call it the practice suite. It remembers all of the things I went back to it with and said, no, I don't want it like this. I want it like this instead. Okay. Um, thanks, Jess. I appreciate you. Does
Thank you.
anybody at all who just heard what I just shared have questions or thoughts or pushbacks or concerns, anything at all? Was this helpful? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. So if you're watching this recording, go make the world better with great care. And if you're in Zoom with me and you need anything, hang on.